and gentlemen, from New York City, Joe Garagiola.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and thank you, Alan Calder. Hey, how's this for a good deal? Now, I got a great deal for you. A hotel room for one night, plus brunch, and the use of the swimming pool for only $15.95. Pretty good deal, right? Now, there is one catch to it. You've got to be a woman to register. Now, some of you will have recognized the hotel, I'm sure, by that description. It's the famous Barbizon Hotel for Women right here in New York City. And we'll meet the manager of the Barbizon, but first we're going to meet our panel on To Tell the Truth, and here they come.
Here's Soupy Sales, Peggy Cass, Bill Cullen, and Kitty Caroline.
Well, Peggy, you came out like you just hit a home run. That's the way those guys do it now. They slap your hand and handshake.
I like the new dance they do when they get a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, that, what's his name, Willie White Shoes?
Yeah.
He does that. I think if I was a defensive man, the guy did that, I may have to give him that football for breakfast. I don't know. I mean, that little dance they do. You think they'd really invented the game, but oh, well. Hey, listen, we got a great guest coming up here. The manager of the Barbizon Hotel for Women.
Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Barry Mann.
Number two.
My name is Barry Mann.
And number three.
My name is Barry Mann.
It's kind of unique. Runs a hotel for women. It's a man, and his name is Barry Mann. And here is his story. I, Barry Mann, am the manager of the Barbizon Hotel for Women. Located at 63rd Street and Lexington Avenue in New York City, this renowned hotel affords cloistered security in an atmosphere that is very much like a college dormitory or sorority house. The rooms are reasonable, but as you can see, not very large. For many years, a woman needed 3 character references in order to be considered for the Barbizon. In addition, a desk clerk would grade each resident on an A, B, or C scale. I took away all the rules except one. Men are still not allowed in the women's rooms. Incidentally, the Barbizon has been the New York address for such luminaries as Grace Kelly, Liza Minnelli, Cloris Leachman, and of course, the one and only Peggy Cass. Yeah. Signed, Barry Mann. And we'll be back to play To Tell the Truth with our 3 Barry Manns right after this commercial.
For patients who have wrinkles and puffiness under their eyes and don't want plastic surgery, I recommend Sudden Change Under Eye. It's a special cosmetic serum that removes the appearance of wrinkles and puffiness in minutes. Look, before sudden change and after. Sudden Change Under Eye, an excellent alternative to plastic surgery.
Want to go curly and add fullness to your hair? Now you can with Wash and Curl shampoo. Its curl enhancers work right in the shower. Your hair will look full and beautiful. Wash and Curl, the curling shampoo.
A friend of mine told me, try America Online. I said, why? I've got a computer. He said, try it. You'll see. It's simple. Every time you sign on, welcome, it tells you if you've got mail. You've got mail. Want to send some email? Type the message. Click here, and it's done. I like this. With one click, I can browse all kinds of great features on America Online. I've gotten help with my golf swing, planned my next vacation. I even get stock price updates every 15 minutes. America Online has over 100 newspapers and magazines, everything from Business Week Online to Cycle World, and I can browse them all. With America Online, you can point and click your way across the internet. And their web browser makes it easy to explore the World Wide Web. Call the toll-free number and you'll receive your free startup kit and 15 free hours to look around. It's worth a try. You'll see.
To try America Online free, call 1-800-714-6655. You'll receive your America Online Startup Kit and now 15 hours free your first month. Call now.
Jim, It says here that personal debt and credit card borrowing have reached a 10-year high. With rates at 17 to 18%, those payments could be enormous.
That's right, Joni. But if you're a homeowner, the combo loan from the Money Store can help. With a combo loan, you can refinance your mortgage and pay off your high-rate credit cards and other loans.
And the interest can be tax deductible.
So even if your credit is less than perfect, the combo loan can help you manage your family's finances better. The combo loan, available at the Money Store. Call 1-800-LOAN-YES.
Watch Prime Games and be eligible to win these great prizes. A home library of reference books, including the new revised 10th edition of Merriam-Webster's Collegiate Dictionary, America's best-selling dictionary, furnished by Merriam-Webster. A fashionable look from Laguna Design. Lighting created in lustrous crackled ceramic and handworked metal with double lights. Great lighting from Laguna Design Lighting. And a lightweight, high-performance sewing machine for everyone who loves to sew. Specially priced, the Model 108 from Janome New Home Sewing Machine Company.
The greatest stars in movie history appear on Game Show Network.
Will you come in, mystery challenger, and sign in, please?
Are you married?
Uh-huh.
Is your husband in the profession?
Uh-huh.
Has he ever been a British subject?
Well, he sure has, honey. I do decline.
It's gonna be awful if I pick the wrong husband, isn't it? As long as she didn't.
See your favorite stars on Game Show Network.
Well, across from you, panel, we have three gentlemen all claiming to be Barry Mann, who is the manager of the Barbizon Hotel for Women. And we're going to start with the former resident of the Barbizon, Peggy Cass.
Well, obviously, none of these gentlemen were the manager when I was there. But number one, the Barbizon had a very famous doorman for years and years. Do you know his name?
Yes, his name was Oscar.
Uh-huh. And number three, who was Mrs. Sibley?
Mrs. Sibley was the assistant manager of the hotel for a great many years.
I have a feeling she rated me C-. Now, number two, he nodded yes. Number two, if you wanted to entertain a fella, where would you have to take him?
Up to the lounge on the second floor, that's it.
Oh, is there no other floor you're allowed to take a fella to?
Absolutely.
Well, number one, was there ever another floor that you were allowed to take a fella to?
Yeah, on the 18th floor.
Thank you. Number three, do you still serve tea in the afternoon?
Occasionally, not on a regular basis like we used to.
Well, it was good because when you were broke, you ate all those cookies and it did for dinner. I think that's too bad you took that away. Now, number two, a school, a very well-known school, had 2 floors of the Barbizon when I lived there for their students to live in. What school was that?
Catherine Gibbs, but they had 3 floors.
Oh, they did? Well, you guys know everything.
Let's go to Bill Cullen.
I once got to the 18th floor at the Barbizon.
Yes?
The elevator was broken. I had to walk up the stairs. When I got there, I wasn't dangerous to anyone. Number one. Number one. No, I wasn't before. Number one, did Peggy indeed have 3 character references to get into the Barbizon?
Did Peggy have 3 references?
Yes. Did she have to have 3 character references?
I assume she did.
Number 3, were they carefully checked?
Yes, I'm sure they were at that time.
Now, staying with you, number 3, this A, B, or C, they grade you. On what does that depend?
Well, primarily, the Barbizon was started as an age group hotel, which comparable to a dormitory. So the A, B, C are purely age groups.
Oh, I see. It was nothing about deportment or conduct or anything like that.
No, not usually.
Number 2, how much did it cost when Peggy stayed there? Do you recall?
I was not the manager then. I don't know.
Do you have number 1, do you have a wild guess about how things have gone up in the...
I imagine I don't know when she was there, but if she was there 15 years ago, it was probably $20, $30 a week.
Back further, number 1. Right.
25 years ago.
I was in school.
Well, they should name a room for you there, I really think.
I wouldn't guess the room they named for me. Forget it.
Okay, Kitty.
Number 3, how much does it charge? Do you charge a night now?
We charge anywhere between $15 and $22 a night.
Used to be that a week.
$15 and $22 a night. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Now, number 2, there were no ratings when Peggy was there. They didn't rate her deportment. Is that right?
Only on looks.
They rated her on looks?
Yes.
Oh, and Peggy and Grace Kelly and Liza Minnelli too?
Well, that would be on a A+, B+ scale.
Well, Peggy got A+, I'm sure. Now, number 1, you say that fellas can go to the 18th floor. What's on the 18th floor?
There are 2 lounge areas with a sun deck going around the entire perimeter of the building.
Thank you. Number 3, no restaurant can they go to?
They've probably got a trained gorilla up there, too. Okay, Soupy.
Number 1,
is it just for people girls in show business?
No, just for girls.
Well, as for girls, so am I. Number 2, let me ask you this. For a girl to stay at the Barbizon, do you have to interview each and every one of them?
Not now, no.
Number 3, they can just check in. Do they have to pay in advance?
No.
Oh, number 4, do they pay cash? I mean, number 1. Well, I went 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 back to 1 is 4 in my book. But let's look at it this way.
You better.
Okay. Number 1, do they pay? Do they have to pay by the week or by the month or what?
There are 3 rates. There's a daily rate, a weekly rate, or a monthly rate, and they have to be paid in advance.
Number 2. Game's over, and Soupy will go back to his little cage and vote like the rest of them. Isn't he something? Hey, do you think it's number 1? Or do you think it is number 2? Or do you think it is number 3? We'll pay $50 for each incorrect vote, $500 if all the votes are wrong. And Peggy, you got to start. How did you vote?
Gee, number 1, I was going to vote for you right up to the last minute, but when you said they have to pay in advance, I don't think the Barbizon is that kind of a hotel. You have to pay for your night's rent in advance. Number 3, I think you're too good looking. You're a danger around there, but I voted for you.
Okay. Bill Cullen.
I voted for number 3 on the basis of his answers to Peggy's questions, and I'm glad I did now that I see that she voted for number 3, too. We'll go down together.
Number 3, Kitty.
Well, gee, I think number 1 and 2 are also a threat to the ladies, depending on one's age. And I voted for number 1 because he knew about the 18th floor, and I just think he's the... Oh, and I didn't ask you about the pool, which I've used. Good pool there.
Okay.
It's a good pool.
I can't wait for this vote. Soupy Sales. No, I disagree because I know about paying in advance because I travel around a lot and they always like the money in advance. Number 1, as a true hotel man, he'd take advance money from anybody, right there. Okay, now the votes are all in, and waiting backstage is a lady by the name of Alice Sachs. Now, Miss Sachs first moved to the Barbizon way back in 1935. That's over 42 years ago. Now, she still lives there, and she is the longest-term resident in the Barbizon. And we thought it would be appropriate we would invite Miss Sachs to the studio and help us pick out the real Barry Man. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Alice Sachs, and here she is.
It's going to be 1.
There he is, number 1. Okay. You asked about... All right, number 1. Let us find out now about the imposters. Number 2, what is your name? What do you do?
My name is Don Niederlitz. I'm a commercial artist and a co-founder of Acting by Children.
And number 3, what is your name? What do you do?
My name is John Rowe, and I'm the creator of a product called the $1 Million Soap.
I see. Okay. Miss Sachs, we introduce you as the Honorable, and there's a reason for that. You're well known for your role in politics. Can you tell us a little bit about your activities?
Yes, I must say, though, that I didn't have to pass a test. I got in through the Wellesley Club, and one reason I haven't moved is because I lucked in. I might not get back in again if I haven't moved out.
You talk about the Barbizon.
I'm talking about the Barbizon now. I work at Crown Publishers, but I am known as Honorable because it's a generic term, like a brand name, used if you hold any public position. On the side, I am a Democratic district leader and also a member of the New York City Board of Elections, currently the president.
Okay. And you've been living there a long time and enjoying every minute at the Barbizon, huh?
Every single minute except those that I didn't.
Great answer, great answer. Thank you, Miss Sachs, Barry Mann, our 2 imposters for playing to tell the truth. Thank you very much. Panel, let me show you something that I have right here. Our next visitor invented this apparatus, and you take a guess. I'm going to pass them down. I have 4 of them, and we're going to be right back after these commercials as they try to figure out what I am passing down to them.
Inside this precious package is the photo and personal history of an actual, living, breathing, wonderful child who urgently needs your love. Hello, I'm Walter Kopich for Children International. Sponsorship, is the most loving, personal way to help a needy child overseas. And I want to send you this kit, absolutely free, and with no obligation, so you can see for yourself one little boy or little girl waiting to be sponsored. You'll get to know that child and find out if sponsorship is for you. You're not obligated, so call for your free kit now. Tell us if you prefer a boy or a girl, and you may choose your child's country. We'll select an individual child especially for you and rush you her photo and personal history, information about her country, answers to your questions, and more. Just look at this little child who lives in poverty in the Philippines. She needs nutritious food and medical care. This little boy struggles to survive in a disease-infested slum. Here's a child from the Dominican Republic, and this little girl desperately needs a chance to go to school. Won't you call now? This isn't some abstract concept like millions of starving children. This is a real child, and you will hold his picture and learn how you can change his life. Later, if you decide to become his sponsor, your monthly gift is only $12, and you'll get letters from your child, updated photos, and more. This affordable $12 program is possible because we look for ways to keep costs down without sacrificing the care your child receives. But this precious package is free, and there's no obligation. So call now for the photo and case history of one little child who needs you. Call 1-800-440-2461. That's 1-800-440-2461.
Well, panel, you had a chance to examine the apparatus. What do you think it does? What do you think it is, Soup?
I think it's a plastic corned beef sandwich.
What do you think it is, Peg?
Well, I think it's a noiseless musical instrument.
Okay, Bill.
It's a three-dimensional game.
All right, Kitty.
I think it's one of those things that you buy people for Christmas that doesn't do anything.
Right? We've just had 4 very adequate answers. You really don't know. Wait till you hear. Let's meet the man now who invented the device that you're still looking at. Let's meet him.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Semyon E. Kruger.
Number 2.
My name is Semyon E. Kruger.
And number 3.
My name is Semyon E. Kruger.
Well, it's time to find out more about what Mr. Kruger invented, and here is what he has to say. I, Semyon E. Kruger, am an inventor. A number of years ago, I was forced to retire because of rheumatoid arthritis. In order to regain strength and flexibility in my hand, I designed the apparatus that the panel is still examining. You can see him. I call it the hand gym. Here is a demonstration of how my invention puts the entire hand through its paces by bending, spreading, straightening, and curling. A 5-minute daily workout can help restore hand function and strengthen finger muscles. If you've ever had trouble picking up small objects, holding a pencil, or opening a screw-top jar, the hand gym should improve your mobility. My invention has been used by thousands of patients in hospitals around the world and has been clinically studied for both rheumatoid and osteoarthritis at St. Vincent's Hospital in New York City. It proved very effective. Signed, Semyon E. Kruger. And we're going to start our questioning now with Kitty.
Oh, well, sir, whoever you are, it's terrific. I know that exercise works because I have a friend called Frederick Lowe, famous composer, who fixed his arthritic hands with piano work, practicing the piano. But everybody can't play the piano, so that's a marvelous idea. Do you believe, number 2, that exercise is good for every form of arthritis? For instance,
Yes.
arthritis of the neck. Would you do head exercises?
Yes, as a matter of fact, that's the only thing you can do.
Number 3, there are an awful lot of doctors who say, oh, take 16 aspirin a day. There's nothing you can do. You don't believe that?
You have to do exercise in addition to the aspirins.
And thank you.
Let's go to Soupy.
Number 3, is it true that warm weather climate is the ideal situation for an arthritic?
There's nothing ideal, but you feel better as an arthritic in a warm climate.
Number 2, how does does this only... How long did it take you to invent this? I mean, to come up with this?
Well, it took me quite some time because I did sculpting. And I found out I can't do any more work. So I started doing little exercises. And it took me about 3 years before I finally finalized it.
Number one, who did you take this to when you first perfected it?
I took it to hospitals. I let doctors pass judgment on it. And then one of the hospitals in New York.
Yeah, it's as far as you have to go there, number one, because we're going to go to Peggy.
Thank you. Number three, some of this stuff, do you push and pull, or do you just use it with your hands with the elastics?
No, well, you do everything. You push and you pull, but you curl, as you saw, you curl your fingers around the...
Well, number two, excuse me. Number two, this is not an expensive thing to make, is it?
No, not really.
Well, then when you sell it to the hospitals, I mean, it's almost anybody could afford this. Isn't that true?
Yes, certainly.
Well, number one, how much does it cost to buy one of these hand gyms?
Well, it varies who sells it. Some people charge more and some people charge less.
But number three, do you get these through the hospital, or do you just can walk in anywhere and buy them?
Well, you get them through surgical supply stores.
Buzzer, and let's go to Bill Cullen.
Number one, staying with you, just to get the workings right. Do I put my left fingers in there like so, and my right in there?
Well, the rubber bands are guides.
I see.
And at first, your hands are put in above the rubber bands, and then later on below. It depends upon what motion you have selected first or second.
Number two, is there a theory behind this of a bit of psychology, it being that if you have gone to the trouble to buy and pay for this, you will exercise correctly? Is that also part of the treatment?
Well, you have to believe that it does the work.
Number three, could I do the exercises necessary without this aid?
Would be very difficult.
Well, that means the game's over, and now it's time to vote, and they must mark their ballots. And do you think it's number one, or do you think it is number two, or do you think it is number three? Kitty has to vote first. She was looking for a pen, and she has just voted. So how did you vote, Kitty?
I voted for number three because he believes in his instrument, and he answered Bill's question by saying, you could do the exercises without my gadget, but it would be difficult.
Okay, Subi Sales.
Well, number one was most emphatic about how it worked and how it performed. I vote for him.
Peggy.
Oh, you know who I voted for? I voted for Tug McGraw, number two, who said, you gotta believe.
Okay, Bill Cullen.
I, too, on the basis of pure faith.
All right, the votes are all in. Let's ask that question. Will the real Semyon E. Kruger please stand up? There he is, number three. Okay, let us find out about the imposters now. Number one, what is your name? What do you do?
My name is Charles Renz. I'm a retired newspaper and magazine columnist.
Number two, what is your name? What do you do?
My name is Bela Kovacs. I teach shop and printing at Manhattan Country School here.
Mr. Kruger, it's obvious that your apparatus helps those people with arthritis, but it helps other people too, does it not?
Well, it will help anybody who wants to improve his flexibility and strength of the fingers for his profession or hobby, like people who play the piano, the guitar, dentists, etc.
Get that flexibility in your hands. You know, I know a great many of the viewers either suffer from arthritis themselves or have some friends. I would like to give you an address if you want more information about Mr. Kruger's remarkable hand gym that we have here, but I do caution you, please, and I beg you, please don't write to me or write to our panel or to tell the truth, because the letter will just simply get lost. I'm going to give you the address. I'm even going to spell it out. And please, again, do not write to me. Much better results if you write Post Office Box number 12, Pequannock, New Jersey, 07440. Now that's Post Office Box number 12, Pequannock, and you spell that P like in Paul, E-Q-U-A-N-N-O-C-K, Pequannock, New Jersey, 07440. Now If you want some information, that's where you write. And again, I say, please don't write to me or to our panel. Mr. Kruer, let me get back to you since I gave that, because I know many of our people would like that information. How about in a sporting life, like, say, a pitcher who throws a curveball or a golfer that gets stronger hands? Would this help him?
Yes, we have, in the studies at St. Vincent Hospital, there were 2 people who played golf who were helped by it. And evidently, it will also help people who play golf who don't suffer arthritis. It helps their flexibility and gives you a surer hand. Now, there was, as a matter of fact, there was a study made by Adelphi University in Garden City with normal subjects by the Department of Public Health, gymnastics or something, what you call it, especially for that purpose.
And now, is there an advanced apparatus, or is this the whole thing?
No, it's the same. That's the same.
Keep it going.
Keep it going, yeah.
Well, congratulations to
Thank you very
I'm
much.
sure you've given many people much hope, much help. We thank you for that. We thank you for playing To Tell the Truth, and we thank you, our two imposters. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
There's no white like Plus White. With its dual-action anti-stain polishers, Plus White whitens like no ordinary toothpaste can.
There's no white like Plus White.
Want to go curly? Get Wash and Curl, the shampoo with curl enhancers that work right in the shower. Thousands and thousands of women have gone curly with Wash and Curl, the curling shampoo.
Now do away with razors, cuts, and stubble. The Hair Off Mitten with its special silk coat surface that massages away hair fast and easy. The Hair Off Mitten, amazing.
Now, Drift Away, a collection of 36 songs to let you feel the breeze, hear the water, and dream.
Sailing takes me away. Close your eyes, I want to ride the skies in my sweet dreams. Oh, black water, keep on rolling. Time for change. I felt the beat of my mind go drifting into time passages. I'm going back someday.
Drift Away on 2 cassettes or 2 compact discs. Here's how to order.
Have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-853-6116. That's one.
The greatest stars in television history appear on Game Show Network.
Okay, Kirsty. Harriet said I'm worried about my husband. He keeps bringing home leftovers from work. The only trouble is he works in a blank.
Hospital.
In a hospital.
Do you agree that that was not a little bit morbid?
It was quite morbid.
But it's not as morbid as mortuary.
See your favorite stars on Game Show Network.
You're watching Game Show Network, where To Tell the Truth continues with Gary Moore, followed by What's My Line and Password.
By the way, Mr. Kruer, who was just on our last spot, being as generous as he is, has asked that his share of the prize winnings be donated to the Arthritis Foundation, and of course, we will be happy to do just that. So, having said that, we hope you enjoyed the show. We'll look for you again tomorrow. You be sure to join us. Bye-bye, everybody.
In addition to the cash awards, our first team of challengers will receive fashion jewelry from Sarah Coventry. That's jewelry for every occasion. You see the jewelry with fashion know-how at a Sarah Coventry Home Fashion Show. And our second team will receive Turtle Wax, the world's largest selling liquid car wax. Cleans, polishes, protects in one easy operation. Turtle Wax with a hard shell finish. This is Alan Calder speaking for To Tell the Truth, a Mark Dixon, Bill Todman production.
Stick around. There's more To Tell the Truth heading your way. This time with Gary Moore. To Tell the Truth. Up next on Game Show Network.
Tomorrow,
Here's what you're going to be seeing on my YouTube. Here's what you're going to be seeing tomorrow.
Favorite guessing game, What's
Well,
My
tomorrow,
Line?
favorite
Brought
guessing
to you
game
by
with
New
stumping the
Stop-It,
panels and
America's
stuff
leading
tomorrow
spray
on
deodorant.
What's
The lotion
My
spray deodorant that's like
Line?
balm to your skin. Ooh,
Oh, yes.
there goes perspiration. Now let's all play What's My Line?
Now let's meet our award-winning What's My Line panel. First, the delightful star of stage and television, Miss Arlene Francis.
And on my left, a brilliant wit and humorist and doll, Fred Allen.
Thank you, Arlene. Say, John, before we get started, I think there's something that we should settle once and for all. I have a letter here from a lawyer in Buffalo. This gentleman is a Buffalo lawyer. And it says, Dear sir, at the opening of each Sunday's seance, each panelist opens with the words, on my left. Now, physically, I wouldn't mind having any of the female members on my left arm, but I am wondering if it shouldn't be at my left in this connection. Very truly yours, Matthew X. Wagner. Now, should it be on my left or at my left?
This is a very serious decision to make, and I think we ought to have a little prior consultation before I answer you directly.
Maybe you have to look it up. Well, since I've heard from my lawyer, my Buffalo lawyer, he also handles people, too, I will say at my left, rather, is Miss Mary Healy.
And on my left, at my left, is a man who gives great parties. We went to one last night, and Peter and I decided that you should no longer be a panelist, that you should be an entertainer after your performance. This is Bennett Cerf.
You're a charming faker, but I thought you and Peter were wonderful on Ed Murrow's show the other night.
Thank you, Bennett. Thank you.
And at my left is not only a great news analyst and panel moderator, but a past master and a present master of obfuscation, Mr. John Charles Daly.
Thank you, Mr. Sir.
What's my line?
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning at 10.
Nobody's at, near, or on me, so we'll welcome you to What's My Line. And I think we're going to have a little trouble with the panel tonight. But in turn, we'll try to give the panel some trouble tonight with some very interesting occupations and some very nice people who've brought the occupations with them. A little later on, we'll have a famous guest challenger, but let's let these experts of ours, who are throwing so much English about at us tonight, meet the first challenger. Would you sign in, please, sir?
Again tomorrow. Tune in to that episode tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific.